exactly what had happened. If you want to know the truth, the way the Democrats had played the game
yes.
is that after Governor Youngkin was elected, the fully Democratic Board of Visitors, every one of which had been appointed by a Democrat governor, they renewed Jim Ryan's contract in secret right after Governor Youngkin was elected, and before he could even appoint the first member of the board. They extended, even though his contract wasn't up for 3 years, they extended it for a period that was not only going to be beyond Governor Youngkin's term, but beyond the term of any of the board members he was going to appoint. They did that in secret, and they did that intentionally to try to make sure that Governor Youngkin's appointees would have no chance to have a say in the appointment of a new president. And that's shocking. And what I'll tell you, to come down to it, and the faculty senate and the leaders of the Democratic General Assembly, what they're trying to do, and it's as clear as day if you really look into it and you spend the time, it's a bold and brash attempt to enshrine the left-wing political agenda which Jim Ryan established and inserted into every nook and cranny of life on the ground. They do not want to have anybody except themselves appoint a president who is not going to support that agenda. And that come down to it, that's exactly what's going on.
We're going to go to the break. We have one segment left. We're talking with Joel Gardner, president of the Jefferson Council. If you have comments or questions, 977-1070, or you could send me an email. So much more to talk about in the UVA presidential search and the way that standard operating procedure is being contravened and gone around in a way that we've never seen before. Unprecedented, as Joel says. All right, final segment of the Schilling Show with Joel Gardner coming up in just a moment. Stay with us. The Schilling Show rolling into the final segment for today. Joel Gardner, the Jefferson Council, talking about the UVA presidential search. There was an implication, if not an outright statement, and we'll get your interpretation, in the letter that Governor-elect Spanberger put out, somehow implying that the board wasn't fully constituted and therefore was unable to make a presidential appointment legally. Do you concur?
No, I don't concur. The position they're taking, it's an amazing position. You have to go back into history.
Yes.
There's 17 voting members of the board that are picked over a period of 4 years. There was 5 because of the governor having dismissed one of the members of the board and appointed a person. Mm-hmm. And then 4 other vacancies came up. There were 5 appointees by the governor that had not yet been approved by the General Assembly, because traditionally what happened, the governor appoints a member at the end of June, and they're not approved by the General Assembly until they're in session again, which is the following January.
Okay.
But in an incredible, not only unprecedented, but shocking move, a standing committee of the state Senate rejected all 5 of those members and did so without debate, not even allowing the Republican members to make one comment on behalf of the people who had been appointed. Nothing like that had ever happened in the history of the university. I mean, these were highly qualified people that were rejected on pure political grounds. And it was done, there's been a concerted and coordinated effort between the governor-elect, the Democrat members of the General Assembly, the supporters of Jim Ryan, the faculty senate. They've all coordinated to try to intimidate the Board of Visitors into not doing their duty, which is to select a new president. And there are now, because of that rejection of 5, there are 12 members of the UVA board, which is a quorum. The governor-elect's argument is that according to certain language, you need a certain number of UVA graduates and on the board, and a certain percentage of the board has to be citizens of the Commonwealth. But what she's not saying is that they intentionally kept five people off of the board and therefore reduced the board from 17 to 12. So whether those percentages apply based on 17 or 12 is, I believe, more than debatable. I think that once there's a quorum, that this board will be able to act legally. But she's raised the issue, and I'm sure they will. Look, they're going to do anything, and they have done anything, and acted in a totally improper manner. And to, again, keep anyone from being president who is not going to be in their political corner and apply their political agenda. Look, the opponents, the present board, has not tried to put any type of political agenda. What they've tried to do is to depoliticize the university. This university has been politicized for the last 15 years in a manner, again, that's unprecedented and had never been seen. And what is amazing is the Democrats say by trying to depoliticize the university, those people are being political. I mean, they forget they have tried to turn that group. Jim Ryan tried to turn the University of Virginia into another political arm of the Commonwealth. You already have the governor. You already have the General Assembly. He tried to make UVA into a third leg of a political and politicized entity, when it shouldn't be. The job of the University of Virginia is to educate and to do research. It's not to indoctrinate students into a political agenda. And that's exactly what he did, much to the detriment of this university, which Jim Ryan's legacy is an atmosphere around the university of fear and retribution. And don't take my word for it. Read the letter that the 128 doctors wrote. Listen to Joe Scarborough talking on TV about how his daughter said that she and her friends are afraid to speak up in class. And I suggest everybody read the FIRE, that's F-I-R-E, it's an acronym for the Foundation for Individual Rights and Expression, who said in their study of 257 schools that UVA ranked 210th in administrative support for free expression and 211th in comfort in expressing ideas, and 183rd in self-censorship. This is Thomas Jefferson, James Madison's university. And this is where we stand. Out of 257 schools, in the bottom 50 in two of the most important categories, and in the bottom 70 in another. So that's Jim Ryan's legacy for the University of Virginia. We need leadership that's going to play the middle. It's not going to be left-wing. It's not going to be right-wing. It's going to welcome diversity of thought. It's going to establish diversity of thought. Right now, basically, you've got a university that's overwhelmingly amongst its administration and its faculty in one corner. They've created a echo chamber, and a friend of mine had said, basically, Jim Ryan created a left-wing woke fantasy camp, and that is what exists now at UVA. We're trying to get a level playing field for the free exchange of ideas, where everybody feels comfortable in expressing their ideas as long as they're not harming anybody else.
As it well should be. Very quickly, we got about 10 seconds. Tell us where we can support the Jefferson Council.
Yeah, thanks, Rob. You can go to our website, which is jeffersoncouncil.org, and you can sign up for our newsletter. We issue one every Friday afternoon. I mean, that will really help keep you informed as to what is actually going on grounds.
It absolutely will. Well, we'll have wild times ahead and lots to talk about between now and next time you appear. Joel Gardner, thanks for joining us once again on The Schilling Show.
Thanks a lot, Rob. Thanks for having me on.
Indeed, and we will continue this conversation. That's going to do it for today's edition of The Schilling Show. My goodness, time flies when you're having fun.